Welcome to the patentofnativity.com tutorial series. Today we're going to take a look at the checklist. Go to www.patentofnativity.com and click on the checklist link. Scroll down and you'll notice the area here in the middle is called the Patent of Nativity Checklist online form. Now before we start, it's good to know these abbreviations right here. The G, to save space, stands for great. So in other words, if you've got G1, that's one great or great-grandfather. G2 would be great-great-grandfather. G3 would be great-great-great-grandfather, and so forth. Now be sure to include full names, your birth year, okay, which is symbolized by BY for birth year, and also the deceased year, if it's applicable. That is represented as DY. Example, Joseph Michael Jones, 1875-1942. Notice each field that ends with an asterisk, okay? If you notice, these fields have an asterisk at the end of them. These are required fields, so make sure you fill these in. If by some chance it's a required field and you don't have the information, just simply click there, okay? And just hit a hyphen, or you can asterisk or whatever. It's got right here at the top. Just type in a hyphen or an asterisk. Now, the way this works, it's divided up into 4 sections. Section number 1 is your information. Section number 2 is your father's lineage. Section number 3 is your mother's lineage. And section number 4, extra information. You have 2 options when you come to the checklist page. You can either gather your information and put it directly into the fields, or you can simply scroll down and click the download button to download the actual checklist. That way you can gather the information and then bring it back to the form to fill in all the necessary fields. And while we're here, let's take a quick look at the photos. If you notice, these photos are really high quality. Okay, they're light backgrounds, but they're really good lighting. So make sure that when you send your photo in that it's a current and that it's a very good clear photo. You can take it with your cell phone, that's no worries, but make sure there's a light colored background. It could be light, cream color, gray, it doesn't matter. And make sure that you have good lighting. And you don't want it outside, sunny, bright, super bright, that's going to really flush out, you know, the face. It's going to be really too bright. You want a really good balanced lighting. Just thought I'd kind of share that tip with you there. Back to the actual checklist. I would recommend, if you don't have the time and you're going to have to do the research and it's going to take time, just go ahead and simply download, click your download button, okay, on your actual checklist to get an actual PDF copy of that you can fill in the information, and then you'll bring the information back and incorporate it into the fields on the online form. So let's do that. We click on, hit our download link, okay, and we get the actual Patent of Nativity checklist, and this is what it looks like. So you got this, you can download it to your computer, and you go in here and it simply corresponds, if you notice, first name, middle name, last name, your birth year, scrolls down your father's genealogy, your grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, and so forth. And if you notice on the actual form, it's all the same fields. Okay, so it really just corresponds with the actual hard copy that you just downloaded. It makes it easier in case you don't want to stay online all day at one site trying to put all the information in. You can just simply download the actual checklist, fill in the information, and then come back and add it to the actual online form. To save you time, we went ahead and filled one in. Okay. If you scroll down here, it has all of the information that we need. The person's personal information, your birth date, your father's name, grandfather's name, great-grandfather, and so forth. The way we did that, we went to this is actually family search. There are many genealogical sites out there, and you really want to check and make sure that you've got the right information. But most of them look like this. It's kind of a family tree style. This is the actual grandfather here. And again, we're only interested in the forefathers, or only the males. Because if you notice here on this particular program, it's again FamilySearch.org, and there are tons of research sites out there. You can also get a genealogist to do it for you, of course. But you've only taken just the forefathers, okay? That's all you want. Forefathers. And they're all connected. And if you notice, they've got the actual, okay? You've got your information, name, and you've got the date. You copy the name, put it into the form. Let's go back over here where we got it, okay? And you put in the date. The BY, remember, the birth year and the deceased year. It's that simple. Again, go to your genealogy site, get your information, forefathers only. Okay, this particular one, we were able to go back to the 1200s. I thought that was very interesting, especially when this is actually my genealogy. Let's see how far back we were able to go. Yep, we're actually go back to 1250, I think it was. Yes. So that's pretty far. But the point is you don't really have to go that far. You only have to go pre-1776. So we didn't really have to use all of these names. But as long as you've got something before 1776, if you notice here, we've got a couple we can look at. All right, this ancestor was born in 1776, so you could probably use that, but I went at the extra year and took the pre-1776, which would be 1731. You simply copy the information, add it to your document, your checklist, okay, and do the same thing with your mothers, unless you're doing a single parent. If you're doing a single parent, you can do either or. You can do just your mothers, or you can do just your fathers. So that's it. You pretty much just download the checklist, and once you've got this information, okay, you've got all of your maternal and paternal, mother and father, or both, or either or if you're going with a single. Once you've got all this information, you simply go back to the Patent of Nativity checklist at patentofnativity.com, and you transfer that information. You put in your information, your birth date, your birth state, contact email. Section 2, you begin your father's lineage. Put in his name, grandfathers. Remember the G1, G2, G3. These are all your great-grandfathers. And you repeat the same thing with mothers if you're doing a double. And also, if you notice on the actual chart, you scroll down all the way to the bottom, and you select which border style you want. Okay, do you want the gold, the blue, green, gray, cyan, or purple? Just click whichever one you want to. It doesn't matter. But once you've got all of this filled out, you can actually download it and save it. Okay, just hit your download button there and then save it to your desktop. And I would save it in the name of the person that is actually doing the document. Save it as their name, just so you'd have it as backup, and then you don't get it mixed up with other people's. And once you get, again, the information, you come over to the online form at patentofnativity.com on the checklist link, and you fill all the information in. Again, transfer the information, color of the document. If you want, let's say if you wanted a gold document or whatever, you want a gray document, whatever you want, choose one. Upload your photo. Remember we mentioned earlier about the photos. Again, scroll down to the bottom. You want to make sure it's a good clear photo. Make sure it's a chest up headshot. You don't want a full body shot. That doesn't work. And make sure it's good lighting. You click on that and you can download or upload your photo. Make sure to include the email address that you want your document to be sent to. Give us a good contact telephone number, and if there are any special notes or messages that you want, click the CAPTCHA. Let them know that you are not a robot, that you are human, and you click the submit form. It's that simple. Once you send us all of that information, okay, we will take the information that you put into here. Okay, it looked like this at first. Okay, you started with your lineage. You go to any one of your online sites, gather that information. Okay, fill out your actual checklist, and once you've got everything filled out, you take it and you incorporate that into the form, and you click submit, and that goes directly to our office, and we will take care of the rest. With that information we gathered, this is an actual patent of nativity document of one of the 6 colors. This was the cyan, and we've got both the paternal and the maternal, mother and father. Okay, and you'll have your image, and you will have a QR code that is directly linked to your specific one-of-a-kind document, and also a document number, okay, that is specifically for your document. When you get it back, if you notice, what you'll do is, okay, you will have 2 witnesses witness your signature when you sign it, okay, and their signature will be in red ink, 2 witnesses. It doesn't have to be any kind of state national or anyone. It can be a family member, friend, someone that knows that you are alive. And you sign it in purple. Okay. Once it's signed, you take a red ink pad, stamp pad, and you use your thumb imprint, and you put it right there. Okay. And we'll take a look real quick how that looks on an actual sample. If you look at our sample page here and scroll down, let's just take one of these right here. There we go. This is fine. Actually, I want to take and kind of zoom in on that a little bit. There we go. You have 2 witnesses, sign in red. You sign in the purple, and you incorporate your thumbprint. Now, that is the actual single version. If you go down to the double version, which we just looked at, okay, that would be this right here. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom on it a little bit. There we go. So this is the actual document here. When you get it, it's going to be blank. This will be blank, this will be blank, this will be blank, and this area will be blank for your thumbprint seal. Okay, the finished product looks like this. Okay, you get your witness 1, witness number 2, sign in red, you sign it in purple, and you make sure you thumbprint it. And that is your actual seal, because your thumbprint belongs to you and no one else. So that's pretty much it. It's a very, very simple, very, very straightforward process. You actually go to patentofnativity.com and either use the online form to gather all your information to send to us, or simply download your Patent of Nativity checklist to fill out anytime you want. Step 2, go to your genealogy sites and gather your information. You've got your both grandparents. You've got your maternal and paternal lineage, but we only use the biblical example by following just the forefathers. That's all you have to gather. And once you've got that, you incorporate that into your document, your checklist. Once your checklist is done, you know what kind of border you want, okay? And all the information is gathered. You go to the checklist online, the online form, and you fill all the information in. It's very, very easy, very simple. Make sure you fill in all the blanks. If by some chance you don't need all of these required fields where it says, like, maybe you can get pre-1776, just say like with 10 generations, make sure if it's a required field that you take and just put a hyphen in it, okay, like that and like that. If not, then it won't take your actual document. So you've got to fill in the required forms either with information or with a symbol. That's no worries. Once you got that, you click the actual the CAPTCHA and you click the submit form. It goes to our design group, and we will design a beautiful Patent of Nativity document for you, your family member, for a gift, for wall decor, or for state national status. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you, and don't forget to visit patentofnativity.com for more information.